Hi everyone, and welcome back to my channel In Search of the Magic. Today what I'm going to do for you is a quick Myth Monday, and I got this idea from a mixture of one of my favourite groups on Facebook, which I will link below, which has some fantastic advice for everyone wishing to travel to Disneyland Paris, and also from DFB Guide from Walt Disney World. They recently did a myth busting video, which I will also link below. So here's just a few myths. I think I have 17, but you'll probably be able to tell from the title. So there's a few things that just constantly being batted around, constantly being asked, which we're not quite sure where the information came from, but here is a nice quick video, hopefully quick, which will give you the correct information on these subjects. So you can't drink water. The water's fine. France, water, you can drink from the water fountains, you can drink from the taps, absolutely fine. Take your water bottles, fill them up, great, off you go. You can do both parks in one day. Now, technically this is true. You will not see everything. You will not get everything done. You especially will not get all of the big rides done, unless you have a green pass, which is the disability pass, or it is a very quiet day. Now there are quiet times to go. It's not like Disney World where there aren't quiet times. So if you're lucky enough to go on a quiet time, it's worth getting a park hopper if you only got one day, and you might get quite a lot done, but you're still not going to get everything done. So it's just something to consider. You can't go in the hotels if you're not staying there. Of course you can. Disney wants you to go in the hotels. They want you to look around because they eventually want you to stay there. So you can go in, you can eat in their restaurants, you can drink in their bars, you can go in the shops, you can shop. The Disneyland Hotel especially really wants people to go in because they want you to stay there. They have one of the main character dining experiences for Disneyland Paris in the Disneyland Hotel. And also Disneyland Paris Disneyland Hotel is one of the few hotels that is actually at the park entrance to a park. It's literally over the entrance gates to the Disneyland park. So they want you to go there. They want you to see how amazing it is, so you want to stay there. It costs millions in food, and the food is so expensive, and you can't possibly go without saving millions and thousands and having so many euros that you can't possibly go without a lot of money. This isn't necessarily true. For starters, you could buy a meal plan, which you can pay for as you're going in advance. This is a great money saving tip in a case of actually saving money rather than saving you money. Does that make sense? So if you add a meal plan to your package, booking either direct through disneylandparis.co.uk or through Magic Breaks, Walt Disney Travel Company, there's a few good travel agents that you can book through, and you can book a meal plan as well. Then you can pay off your meal plan, which means you've got your, if you get half board, you can at least have your breakfast and your dinner covered, and then you'll only need sort of 15 euros per day for lunch. So did I say per person? I meant to say 15 euros per person per day for lunch. Not sure if I said that or not. Yeah, you have to plan everything to military precision. Now this may be true for Disney World, but it is not true for Disneyland Paris. Now this is something that is really nice about Disneyland Paris. You get your fast passes while you're there. Each day you have to go to the attraction you want a fast pass for, and you scan your ticket, and you get a little paper ticket which will tell you the time that you can return to that attraction and when you can get your next pass. And the only thing that I actually suggest booking is your meals. Now this only it's true if you want to eat at buffet and table service, and the only reason I actually say it's better to book is because you might be turned away or you might face a long wait. With hungry kids or even hungry adults, You don't really want to be turned away. On our first trip, we had done so little planning, so little research. We ended up walking around for 2 hours trying to find somewhere to eat, and we kept being turned away from everywhere. And eventually we ended up having the most amazing pixie dust from our hotel, who kept the buffet open an extra half an hour just so that we could eat. And then the following night we ended up in Cafe Mickey, this is before it became premium and we were on the plus plan. And there was like, we walked past the next day and we're like, oh, can we book for tonight? And they're, oh yeah, no problem at all. Would you like to book for any nights? Yes, we'll book all of our nights. So we ended up eating at Cafe Mickey every night, which we didn't complain about. We had characters because it was before it went premium and they still had characters in there. But, you know, all them fantastic restaurants that we could have eaten in if I had just done some planning and preparation. Anyway, fast passes, covered that. So a lot of people think that you have to pay pay for fast passes. You can pay for fast passes in Disneyland Paris. They are called the Unlimited or the Fast Track. That might be from Alton Towers. I can't remember. Anyway, you can pay for them. There's the one-time ones, which means you can pay and then you can go on each of the big rides once using the fast pass queue, or you can get the unlimited fast pass, which means you can go on all of the big rides with the fast pass as many times as you want throughout that day. But they only last for one day. They are expensive. They are priced per season, so if you're going during high season they cost more, and unless you are only going for one day, every single person in your party has to buy a fast pass if you want to use the paid for fast passes. They're not needed. If you plan a little bit about where you're going to get your fast passes from that you get free with every single ticket, you don't need these paid for fast passes, especially if you're going during quiet times. If you dress the kids up as certain characters, you're going to skip the lines. You're not. This is not guaranteed. This is pixie dust, which means a random act of kindness. It might happen to your kids. It might happen to you because someone likes your backpack with Tinkerbell on it and they put you through to the front of the queue of Peter Pan's flight. This is rare. It doesn't happen to everybody. It doesn't happen every day. So do not dress your kids up as a character they don't want to be dressed up as just because you think you might skip the queue for Peter Pan's flight. Your children will be swept in the magic and be little angels every single minute of your trip. They're still your children. However they behave at home, they're most likely to behave that way in Disney, apart from they are going to be tired and maybe grumpy and hungry, and yeah, it's tiring, it's long days, the kids are going to get tired, they're going to get grumpy because they're tired, they're going to get crouchy because they're hungry, they're going to start saying things like, I don't care, I don't want to see Mickey Mouse. You're going to have to go with the flow with them. You have to plan around that. Disney is just for kids. No, it's not. I have been on 2 trips where there has been no children involved and it has been glorious. Not that the children make the trip worse or anything. I thoroughly enjoy going with my son. I love seeing his face light up and I love showing him what I love. And we have a great time, and next year I'm taking him out to Disney World and we're going to have a great time together there too. But Disneyland Paris and any Disney park can be enjoyed as adult-only trips. You only have to look at other channels here. There's so many people go to Disney parks all the time that don't have children. So, yeah, you don't need to have children to have a great time in Disney. If you say Andy's coming, the Toy Story characters will drop to the floor and freeze. They won't. This was stopped due to health and safety concerns. So now the handler will tell you that Andy has gone to college. It's all junk food. Oh, there's so many different kinds of food available in Disneyland Paris. I'm going to put a link below for the menus so that you can see the kind of food that you can get at table service, buffet and quick service menus. That anything that I can find, I'm going to put in the description box below so you can find this nice and easily. There's so many options for food. You can find fruit, you can find veg, you just have to look for it. Where else was I? Planning fast passes, dressing kids up, can't go in the hotels, oh, you can't take your own food in. Right, you can take your own food in. There are some restrictions on this. You can't take alcohol, you can't take glass bottles, you can't take metal cutlery, and you cannot take a massive cool box, picnic baskets. Mostly they're trying to reduce the amount of litter. So if you put a picnic in a backpack, it can even be a cool backpack. That's fine, so long as it's not a great big hard picnic basket or cooler box. It's fine. And there's no alcohol, metal cutlery or glass bottles, so you can take your own food in. The French are rude. No, they're not. The French are lovely. You will grow to love them the more you go. They're just different from how we are. We go to places and we expect everyone to be as friendly and polite as what we are used to here in the UK, depending where you live. I've been to London. It's scary down there. So yeah, it's one of them things. If you get there and you have some time, sit down and people watch for maybe 10 minutes and watch how the crowd interacts with each other, because you'll notice the French aren't getting annoyed at each other because they know what they're doing. They're not rude, they're assertive, and it's very different. And if you just take a few minutes to take this in, I think you'll have a really good time and you'll start to learn to love the French as much as I do. I'm hoping I'm going to get through this before my camera dies. Carrying ID in France, this is really important, guys. You will see a lot of people saying, oh, I've never carried my ID while I was in Disneyland. You don't really need it. It is French law. It's also been poorly translated on the .gov website, which is not helpful at all. It says that you have 4 hours to get your ID to a police station. You don't. Somebody else does. Someone else has 4 hours to go back to your hotel, get your ID, and get your ID to a police station while you are being held in a cell. So, ID, carry it. No photocopies either. Characters walk around randomly. They do to an extent, but they're not going to stop. They don't stop for photos. They carry on going, and they go to their character meet spots, and then you queue and you can meet them there. And last but not least, you can only reserve tables while you're on if you are on a meal plan. Now, this isn't true. Anyone can reserve a table. You don't have to have any kind of booking with Disney at all. You can ring the reservation line, which is also in the description box down below. And you can do this from 60 days out. I'm also going to put a link that is the online reservations. I'm not sure how this is working at the moment, but I will describe it in the description box below once I have figured that out. And this is true as of when this video goes up, but this information does change from time to time, which is why I'm having to check it, because it is not as it was last time I needed this information. So I hope this has been useful. I know the last few bits have been really rushed because I didn't want to have to edit 2 videos together because I'm lazy. So thank you for watching, and subscribe, like, bell, all of those things, and I hope to see you again soon. Bye, guys.